From initial spark to a long-lasting healthy relationship, sometimes there is a long journey. Especially nowadays, when in the modern world we might face unique challenges when it comes to dating. I'm Catherine and welcome to Sparrow Podcast. Today joining me is Mia, Find Your Swan. She is a matchmaker and an expert in dating and relationships. And I'm sure she will have some amazing secrets to share with us about relationship dynamics. Hi, Mia.
Hi, Catherine. Thank you so much for having me today.
I
I'm
have
very
to thank you.
excited because I know that dating, love, and relationships are a very famous topic. So I believe today we are going to give some very insightful tips to our audience. So thank you for having me.
I have to thank you for accepting my invitation. And I'm also so excited about this one because love and dating is always a hot topic.
It is, trust me, because I basically talk about love, relationships, and dating every day, single day. It's my passion. It's something that I really love. So I can't stop talking about it so many times. So when we start, I hope there will be an end to it.
I hope so too. Or they will kick out us from the studio.
Yeah, I don't mind. Whatever is necessary.
So I would like to ask you how did you become a matchmaker or how did you choose to follow this path?
Right. I do understand that this is kind of an unusual profession. And I've been asked these questions many times. And frankly, the idea started when I was single myself. So, I know exactly, I still remember how the dating was like. And I really wanted to be mindful about dating and do something about it, about especially my situation, because I wanted to date intentionally. I wanted to find my partner. So I started educating myself. You start with podcasts, some videos, some books. And then I realized that the things I'm learning and when I'm implementing them in life, they're actually working. And especially when I started giving the advices to my friends, and I saw that they're making sense. And the friends, their response was like, oh my God, you're right. This really makes sense. So I started slowly this implementation, and I realized that this is a hole in the market. I can help people with dating and relationships, but not just that, because I could really assume who is good for whom, like which couple should or should not be together, or what are the things that they should work on. So I decided to take this professionally, and here I am helping people to find their life partner.
Great.
Yeah, it was an amazing journey, honestly.
And I would like to know, what should people expect when they come to a matchmaker?
Right, very good question. Thank you. So I'm going to give a little bit of background of my company,
Please.
and that will lead into what you can really expect from matchmaking. I have established my company approximately 2-3 years ago. So I'm a founder of Find Your Swan, and it's a platform that helps single people to find their life partner. So matchmaking is a great service for those that they know exactly what they are looking for. They know they want to settle down. They know exactly what kind of partner they are looking for. However, due to whatever reasons, maybe they have a busy lifestyle, they're very dedicated to work, or they feel I have exhausted all my resources to meet new people, or I don't believe that even dating apps are working for me, then matchmaking is a great service for you. Because I'll give you an example as a situation, right? So imagine you are set on a first date with a man. And instead of having that kind of questions like, what is he after? What are his intentions? Does he want me just for like 2-3 months time? Does he just want to have fun? Or vice versa when it comes to men. What is she after? Maybe she just wants to be taken out to a fancy dinner. Maybe she just still wants to have fun. When you go on a first date, set through a matchmaker, there are no questions, no hesitations, no wondering like, what is this person about? Because in matchmaking, we make sure that your values are aligned, that your lifestyle is aligned, and your preferences for future are aligned. And as well, the preferences for a partner, right? So this is, and matchmaking is an investment in yourself, because instead of going out there, putting your house out there, God knows who you are dating. You know exactly with whom you are going on a date that is set via a matchmaker. So it saves your time, saves your energy, and it can also save your money, because if there are men that they go out on dates, let's say 3 times a week, let's be honest, that costs something. And if they want
Sure.
to impress the lady, they want to take them to a fancy dinner, like that really costs something. So instead of going many useless dates, you go, let's say, on one per month, but it's going to be well spent time. It's going to be an investment, and you're going to meet an amazing person. So it's a great service for those that really know what they're looking for and they want to settle down.
Okay, sounds great.
Yeah, it is.
And especially nowadays, when I feel like in the modern world, we face unique challenges, as I mentioned previously as well. So I would like to ask you, what kind of challenges do you think uh, we are facing in the modern world of dating?
Some people, they say dating has become challenging. And I say, I want to play a devil's advocate, right?
Okay, I
So
like that.
dating is going to be as challenging for you as you're going to let it be. If I meet someone and that person tells me, it's complicated. Why is that complicated? Because you let it be complicated. If you know exactly what you're after, if you set your boundaries right, and you have a clear vision and positive mind, there is no such thing as complicated or challenging. Dating in Dubai can be amazing, can be awesome, but I understand that it can be very tiring and exhausting for some people. And it created these strong biases and judgments amongst single people. So even if two genuine singles, they meet together and they want to explore if they can pursue a relationship together, many times they jeopardize it just because they had bad experience, they were heartbroken, they have some traumas. So the moment you work on yourself and you get rid of whatever is not serving you, and especially you set your mindset right, you keep the positive mindset, you follow certain rules, then you know that it's not going to be as complicated for you as you could think. So it's always in your hands and you always can control it in as much as you wish.
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that people tend to jeopardize a relationship. So why do you think we have this self-sabotage intention? Where does this come from?
I like this question. Firstly, it's coming because why they sometimes self-sabotage, because many people, and I always I always try to explain to my clients, especially, like, don't try to look for red flags where they are not. I know it's difficult sometimes. I'm not saying don't look for them. Be cautious for sure, because they're everywhere. Let's be honest. However, don't see them where they are not, because of your previous experiences that you carry with you like your baggage to your next and next relationship. You're trying to watch out for those bad things because you're trying to protect yourself. It's your defense mechanism, how not to have my heart broken again. And that's very fair. However, if you're going to be like in this little bubble, protected bubble, and you're afraid to put yourself out there, the moment you burst the bubble and you let yourself shine, you let your energy flow, you heal from anything, any past traumas, problems, or limiting beliefs that you carry with yourself, that moment your energy will flow. And we know whatever you put out there, you're going to attract. So I know it sounds very easy, but I know myself because I had to do this work also on myself. So I know it's a continuous journey. And that's why people that they really have the will to work on themselves, it's very necessary for them to look for a professional help And I really appreciate every single client of mine because I know how difficult it is for them to admit, I have a problem, there is something wrong. Maybe I'm not even sure what exactly it is, but I want to work on that. And I reach out to basically a stranger. I tell them exactly what I'm feeling and what I want to achieve. And that's the first step that how you can make yourself a better partner or a better individual as well. And knowing that you have the professional help and the guidance that will lead you along your whole journey is the safety that you need.
Okay, I understand. And I like that you pointed out that first we need to work on ourselves in order for us to become a better person, a better partner. Because I feel like there might be a tendency in general that people have a long list of requirements when it
Yes.
comes to looking for a partner. So they come there with all these points and requirements and expectations. But how many of us really reflect on ourselves? How many of us are thinking, am I a good partner before I look for a good partner?
Amazing question again, because this is one of the tools that I also use with my clients. I'm going to tell you a practical example that we are doing with my clients. So let's take a piece of a paper, and on top of the paper, you will write my future dream partner. On the left side, you write positive traits. On the right side, you write negative traits, and there is a line in the middle. And then you list off everything, everything positive that you want to see in your partner, everything negative that you never want to see or you would never ever accept, right? And then I give them as much time as they need. And then I tell them, okay, once you're done, let's cross my future dream partner and put there the dream version of myself. And look at the positive and look at the negative. And which one are there, which one they are not, which one should not be there, maybe. Because I always say, if this is the partner that you want to attract, right? And this person is right here standing in front of you, what's going to make them attracted to you if you cannot give them the same in return? What makes you think that I can get this kind of a person if I'm not going to be the same? What you give is what you get. So the earlier you become what you want to become on that list, the earlier you have a chance to meet the dream future partner.
Amazing. I love that.
Yeah, me too. And the clients, they love it as well. And they always have this aha moment like,
Yes.
okay,
wow.
let me contemplate on this. Let me think about this. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it.
So if we go now, for example, on a date, do you have some tips about how to make a great impression on a first date?
Definitely. This is always a discussion with my
course.
clients. Yeah.
Everyone
and
wants to
with
know.
my friends as well.
And as they say, the first impression counts the most.
It does.
So-
And actually, what I was reading recently, the first impression, I'll be honest with you, I don't really remember the exact number of seconds, but let's say that it used to be 10 seconds. Now it's less, let's say 5 seconds. So bang, in 5 seconds, make a good impression. So what does that mean? The looks. Because in 5 seconds, the
Of course.
majority of what you can scan is the way that person looks,
Of
right?
course.
So I always say, please make sure nice, neat, clean, dress yourself to impress. Especially, I'm not saying that you have to be dressed in a way that you are expected to be dressed, okay? Some people, they may not feel comfortable with having a cleavage or having short dress or
Yes, of
having
course.
certain suit and tie, right?
Everyone has their own style.
Exactly. As long as you feel comfortable. Whatever makes you happy and feeling sexy, confident. That's definitely the way to go to make a great first impression, for sure.
Okay.
And other than that, on a first date, of course, except of the looks, what we want to see is dating should be fun and playful, enjoy. So that's exactly what we want to see on a first date. If you want to make a good first impression, avoid interview type of questions, right? From what do you do? How old you are? How long have you been in Dubai? We've been there. We've done that. Please.
Send me your CV, you know.
Exactly. This is not a job interview, Like we are here to get to know each other as human beings. We are here to connect. And how do you connect with people? Based on emotions, based on something that you have in common. So emotions are the way to go. In case you have a fun story to tell, something that happened with your friends or that happened at work, whatever it could be, like listen to this, what just happened to me 2 days ago, okay, maybe it didn't have to happen 2 days ago, but at least you have something funny to say, something where you can laugh together, and something maybe that you can also talk about maybe later on. Be playful. Don't take it seriously. Don't set expectations. It's always about the mindset. As long as you are carefree meaning like you don't have expectations that this person is going to be my partner, but with the expectations of I'm just going to go and have fun and get to know this person. So that already sets your mindset right. That puts you in a mode where, okay, I can have a little bit of fun. I can be a little bit playful, because no one wants to go on a date sitting there like this and just like, yes, no,
Yes, sure.
I'm 34. Okay, what do you do? It's no fun at all. So we want to connect based on emotions.
For sure. But I think that chemistry plays also a role in this. I think different people will bring different sides of you. So sometimes you go on a date and you feel somehow there is no chemistry or there is no connection. And usually for me, it's very, very easy. In a few minutes, I will know.
So is it easy for you to feel chemistry with someone?
No.
No, it's not. No. It's very something very
Yes.
special and unique, and it doesn't
Yes.
come easily.
Yes.
And when you're not feeling what means chemistry for you? How does it feel?
So I feel like it's a connection which might go beyond the words, where you feel like the energies are matching. And you also feel a flow in the conversation. It's not very premeditated or very rigid, it's just flowing naturally. And
Yeah, I like the way you put it, because for some people, the chemistry can mean something different, like the passion. I'm so attracted to this person, I want to feel butterflies in my stomach. So this
no,
kind of a chemistry.
maybe when I was younger, I would say
exactly.
No.
So this is super overrated,
Yeah.
This is coming from the movies that we were watching
Yes.
and the Disney and oh, my Prince Charming is
Yes,
coming.
and you see him, and after 2 seconds, you're like,
oh, I'm dying. He's the one. Yeah. No, so this kind of chemistry is very overrated. And I never support it because it comes from your gut. And in your gut, you have neurons that are connected with your brain. And the moment your gut is trying to tell you something, it's sending the signals to your brain. Sometimes we may not really listen to it, but what is gut doing on a subconscious level? It's recognizing something familiar, something that was there from previous relationship or from a childhood when you were with your caregivers, but it's not really right. Otherwise, the gut feeling wouldn't be there. So it's kind of giving you these warning signals, these messages. Yes, this is something familiar. Yes, we can get addicted to this. It feels like a drug, but not necessarily it's something that will serve you on a long run.
definitely.
Yeah, so it's very important not to mistake this for something that is just not right for you. That would, again, maybe put you in a toxic relationship. And on the topic of the healthy chemistry, for instance, when my clients, they go on a first date and they are not sure if they should pursue second or a third date, we have questions that they need to answer. We have a discussion how they felt. So my job is there not to tell them to pursue them, because I send you on a date with someone. I'm not going to push you to go on a second date so I can just say it's working out. I'm there to do my genuine job. I'm there to say, okay, I'm going to help you to make your decision. Let me give you these questions, answer them. Let's see how you feel about that person. And let's discuss if you should pursue the second or a third date. But I also believe that chemistry is something that can be built in a time. Maybe not necessarily with someone that you're just meeting on a first date, first time. However, sometimes it can happen that from friends, people they start dating and they end up in a relationship. So this could be also very subjective feeling, and it really depends from a person to person. So that's why many people they need a personal approach to find out, okay, is this the right chemistry? Is there a chance? Is this the toxic chemistry? So yeah, it depends.
Okay. So let's say we have chemistry with someone and everything seems to be going well and we are enjoying time together. We had several dates, but how but it ends in that way that the other person will say, "Oh, I'm not ready for a long lasting relationship, or I'm not ready to invest more of my emotional resources into this." So when is the time to set boundaries? And how do we set boundaries?
From the second number one.
Okay.
From the minute you have the chance to set the boundaries, you set them. Because boundaries are basically the level of your self-love. If I love myself enough, I will be able to express that love in boundaries. And yeah, so I noticed that many people, they have this in common, especially those that they come to me for coaching. They are lacking self-love. And trust me, I believe that every single individual human being in this earth is in a certain level lacking self-love, and then it's being projected into your romantic personal life. So many times the girls, they would be like, no, but I can't tell him this because then he would get upset or he would get angry. Okay, let him get upset. Let him get
Yes.
angry.
Or maybe there is also this fear to lose someone.
Exactly. This can
But
be,
then let him go, or
yeah, because
or
if
her.
this, exactly, if this person cannot respect the way how you love yourself, and instead of admiration by respecting your boundaries, if that person is trying to tell you, what's this? What boundaries? What do you mean that I cannot do this or I cannot do that? I'm not going to listen to this. I'm not going to do this just because you want. So this is such a sign of disrespect. And I really doubt that any kind of person wants to be in a relationship with a person that is disrespectful. Set your boundaries right and straight from the second number one, from the minute that you can. Whether it's different. If you meet someone online, you set the boundaries right away, even throughout the messaging, right? For instance, someone is asking you for a WhatsApp number. Tell them, I don't feel comfortable sharing my WhatsApp number unless we have our first date. If that person keeps insisting, unmatch. That's it. Why would you entertain such person if they cannot respect your boundaries, if they cannot respect how you love yourself? Because when you show them how you love yourself, they have two choices. Or they're going to do the same, love you the same, or even more, or they're going to walk away. And either way, good for you, because you're not going to waste your time or your energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I'm taking notes here.
Are you strict with your boundaries?
I would say no.
No.
I would say I'm not so strict in imposing my boundaries. I became more strict during time, but I still feel like I need to do some work in this area and communicate that at an earlier stage of connection.
Yeah, the earlier you express your boundaries, the better. The more most likely you're saving your time and energy, but also it's more easier in a long term, because if from the very beginning you set the boundaries, then it's much easier to continue in that pattern. Whilst if in the first month of dating, you're like, yes, okay, whatever you say.
Yeah.
And then after first month, all of a sudden you're
Then
supposed to impose your
you hit
boundaries. Like
someone.
it's going to be shock also for the other person. And it's going to be much
Yes.
difficult or to walk away or to work on that. So actually you're doing yourself a favor and to your potential relationship.
Definitely. And if you are dating someone who is not meant to be with you, that person takes up psychological space from you because your mind, your thoughts will be oriented towards that person. And also a physical space because you will spend time with that person. And by occupying this space in your mind, in your heart, and in your house or in your physical space, there will be no place for the real person that is meant to be for you.
That's true. I agree. So the sooner you get rid of what's not serving you, the sooner you can get to your
Yes.
dreamy partner. But as well, I also want to highlight that every single relationship that you have for a reason. Every relationship is your teacher, and it's going to last for as long till you find your learning from it. So each relationship is supposed to move you closer to your dreamy one. However, if you're not getting the learning that you're supposed to from that relationship, you're going to be meeting the same person in a different body over and over and over again until you get the lesson.
Okay.
So the sooner you get it, the better for yourself.
Okay. I'm also done with lessons.
I know.
I'm ready.
Too many things. I know there's so many things to cover in general, like because it's all about self-development and self-awareness. And trust me, even as a coach or a matchmaker, and I consider myself quite self-aware, I have to admit there is still so much work I can and I want to do on myself. And it's an ongoing, never-ending journey. But that's the beauty of it.
Yes, definitely. I think we learn as long as we live.
Yeah. We are students of life.
Yes.
Yeah, I call it like that.
And when you communicate your boundaries, some are negotiable, some are non-negotiable. And I'm sure when you do that, there might be also some conflicts arising because on some terms you might not be compatible with the other person, but on the other side, there might be strong compatibility on certain other points. So it's not that easy to just set boundaries and have like a clear cut yes and no. It will not work out. So I'm sure there will be conflicts in a relationship, and probably conflicts make a relationship also stronger because when you overcome stuff together, it might bring you closer. I would like to ask you, how should we navigate conflicts in a relationship?
Great question. Because conflicts are inevitable in a relationship.
For sure.
Before I get to that, because I like what you exactly mentioned, that the boundaries are non-negotiables. Some of them are set, strict, and some of them we can bend a little bit. And you're completely right there, because even if you set your boundaries or non-negotiables, they can change. It doesn't mean they have to stay the same throughout the whole time because we're evolving as human beings.
Definitely.
And we evolve, especially when we are with someone. So it can change, which is completely right as if it change, as long as you're happy. When it comes to conflicts in a relationship, it's very important that the couple is creating a safe space for each other. If I have a problem with something, I need to feel safe to come to my partner and express that problem. So it's his duty to be there welcoming and be open and to listen to what I have to say. But at the same time, it's my duty to consider How am I going to deliver this message? How am I going to tell him that I'm upset because one, two, three, four? So I also have to be mindful about how I'm going to approach the situation. If I'm going to give you a very basic thing, like if a couple lives together and they are fighting over who's cleaning the dishes. If a woman comes to the man, you never help me with the dishes, you never do anything. Like, I'm your housewife or am I your maid? If you're going to approach your man like this, of course he's going to fight back. Of course he's going to switch on his defense mechanism
Of
because he would
course.
be like, what are you talking
And I
about?
would understand his side.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So instead, come in a peaceful way. Like, babe, listen, I feel that recently all the work is on me and I feel exhausted and I feel maybe less appreciated or sometimes even taken for granted. And it really makes me feel sad. So I was thinking if you really care about how I feel, maybe you can help me a little bit with the chores or washing or something. And it would really make me feel love and I would really appreciate it. What do you think? And also, so I express how I feel. Also, I come in a peaceful way. Then I don't go, you. I don't blame you. I always express about me and how I feel. So, and then I give a suggestion. Then I again say how it would make me feel in return, and I ask an open question. What do you think? Because that is gonna give him the switch. Like, okay, now I have to think about the situation. Do I like it? Do I not? Do I want to listen to her? Do I want to do what she's asking for? And like there the conversation start. But the peaceful beginning, the mindfulness is very important. I know many times it's very difficult. I know sometimes it's impossible
Yes.
to come like this.
Yes.
Baby, listen, I'm upset. No, no, sometimes you just
I
want
want
to
to hit you
come
with
and
something.
exactly. So in order to avoid this to happen, but this is all also a way of practice. I know it's easier said than done, but the more you practice it, the more you realize, oh my God, it's working. It's making my relationship so amazing. So, what you should do, any small thing, even if you think it's a stupid thing that I shouldn't really talk about because it's nothing, but as long as it makes you feel any negative emotion that you have, like upset, angry, sad, disappointed, raise it up, talk about it. Even if it's like, I don't know, you left the cup on a table and for some reason it's irritating me. I'm just giving a small
Yes.
example. It's nothing, right?
Yes.
But if you neglect this kind of small
Yes.
things that they
I
don't
agree.
matter, they're going to build
Yes.
up. And at one point, just because I spilled a water, I'm going to burst
Yes.
because it's all built up anger and despite.
I
And
agree.
so when you learn how to express even these small little things, you will gain a healthy relationship because you will also learn that you are there for each other to listen even to these little things, and you will not judge each other for that, but you will listen and then you will take the action accordingly. So this is a great help for maintaining less conflicted relationships.
Okay. I think that would save a few relationships.
Definitely, for sure. And I know people, they struggle with it because they don't want to make a partner upset because of these small things. But take it in a way like you're doing yourself a favor. Like, I am freeing myself from my negative emotions, unless you know yourself how to deal with your negative emotions. If you know how to
Yes.
work with them, completely fine. If not, express it.
And I feel like there might be a tendency. You can disagree with me as per
Let's
your
see.
experience,
Let's see.
but there might be a tendency nowadays that people walk away too easily from a relationship. And I would like to know when. So I am a strong believer that you should fight for a relationship. I mean, you should have the drive, you should put your resources into that relationship if you feel like the partner is worth. So I'm a strong believer that you should not pack your bags when you have your first challenge together, but you should stay there and work on it and try to see where it leads you. But where is like the boundary? Where is the moment when you should say, stop, this relationship is not for me. I should not make it work anymore because it's not going to lead anywhere.
If it's costing you your peace, there
Okay.
is
Then it's
nothing
too
more
expensive.
precious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like your peace of mind, you cannot put a price tag on that. And if your relationship is costing you your peace of mind, your own inner peace, who is then there to put it back together if it was broken, if it was shattered? It's your own duty. You have to protect it yourself. I know that the question, should I stay or should I go? Been there many times in so many relationships, and sometimes it is difficult to make the decision yourself. So I always encourage, if you feel that this relationship is for whatever reason great and you don't want to just walk away, first thing definitely you have to speak to your partner openly and see if it's a thing that you can fix. If you see that there are actions, that there are not just words, but you see that things are changing. And as well, if it comes to the stage where you both want to work, but it just doesn't somehow go, or if there is a situation where both of you want to make it work, but for some reason it just doesn't, it's okay if you ask for a professional help. If you go to a counselor or a therapist, as long as there is a will from both sides, it's always repairable. But sometimes you really need the perspective of someone else, because two of you are just too much involved in your relationships that, or you just don't understand each other. You don't know how to listen to each other. So it's completely all right. And it's actually so healthy if you seek a professional help. That could definitely make a wonder.
And probably if you spend a long time with someone, you just get used to be with that person.
Yeah,
So
much.
you might not have, this perspective from outside, or the power, to extract yourself from the situation and look at the big picture with other eyes. You're just there because you're used to that person, but there is nothing more that really connects you. Like the values are very different. The way of thinking is very different. So you're just like single, but in a relationship.
Yeah, you're like with your roommate. Yeah, you don't want to be in a relationship with your roommate. Not really.
And speaking of this, I remember that I looked at your Instagram, and I have to say it's very interesting. I found a lot of videos with a lot of very useful tips. And your Instagram is Mia, find
your swan.
Find your swan.
Yeah.
Yes. And I have to say, there are many posts which attracted my attention, but one in particular saying that life is too short for you to go back to a toxic ex.
Yeah, don't let the loneliness drive you back to the toxic relationship or something like that. Yeah.
How can we make sure that we do not become too dependent on our partner, especially if the partner is a toxic one?
Yeah, this is an issue of so many people. First of all, thank you for acknowledging my Instagram.
Of course.
I'm using it as a tool, as an educational tool, as a tool that can make people laugh, or share whatever they also would like to share with me. So thank you for that. And it's very, it could be for some people very easy to fall back into the toxic relationship that they were in before. And again, this brings us back to the point where that individual has to look within themselves what's broken inside of me that it keeps sending me back to what's not serving me well. So this is a work on a deeper level, again, with your traumas, childhood traumas, previous relationship traumas, limiting beliefs, a lack of confidence. You don't have the self-love that you should have. You don't see yourself as a high-value person. So this requires a very deep work of basically you need to reprogram whatever you were following for like 30 years, right? So 30 years of time, now you decide to change in order to become a healthier and better version of yourself. Therefore, it requires an ongoing journey. Many times it can be not nice. You will find things that you were not maybe even aware of, but putting yourself into an uncomfortable zone is the first step of healing yourself and acknowledging it. Okay, this is what happened. However, I'm freeing myself from it and I'm moving myself forward into something more blissful, joyful, beautiful, and full of love because I deserve it because I'm a unique human being. I always say, like, there is 8 billion people in the world. You are one single individual. There is no one like you, but no one, even twins, they're so different. You are so unique. So start seeing yourself from this perspective that you're a unique human being, beautiful, lovable, and work on your self-love, work on your self-confidence. And trust me, you will never want to go back into the toxic relationship that you were in before. Actually, you will look at it like, oh my God, seriously?
Was
This
that
is
me?
person who I was with and this was me. Unbelievable. Shame on me. But get the learnings out of it, take the positive things
Of
out of
course.
it and move forward.
Lovely. And speaking of this being dependent on a partner, here, out of this, there might be also some conflicts arising because there might be a person who is more dependent on their partner and needs more time and more attention from that partner. And the other one might be the type who is more independent. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the independent one is not loving the other person. It's just a different type of love, or it's showing it differently. And I'm sure some conflicts can arise out of this situation.
Definitely.
So, as per your experience, did you have some couples like this, or how do you think this can be solved?
Right, perfect. As you're saying, like each couple will have conflicts. There is no way you can have a relationship without conflicts, and that's how it should be, right?
And it should not scare you if
Yeah.
you have conflicts.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't run away.
No, you shouldn't. And as well, you shouldn't have a flat line in your relationship. That's not healthy. Like if your heart goes like this,
Yeah.
flat line, right? What happens? But as well, when you put it on the wave, the conflicts should not be like, extreme, but just try to make the wave as smooth as possible. So instead of having conflicts like this, have it like this. Make sure that your relationship can like float on the sea, right? Like nice, sometimes okay, we're having rough waves, but we're gonna get over it and then nicely and smoothly. So this brings me to give an example of a couple where one of them is avoidant and another one is anxious, right? Avoidant attachment style and an anxious attachment style. Do you know yours?
Yes.
Which one
But
is it?
maybe I shouldn't say it. I will run away.
Okay. Maybe we will talk about it once we're done in the privacy. So, for instance, I am avoidant attachment style.
I also apparently am avoidant and fearful.
Okay. That's a nice combination. Interesting.
A bomb.
There are some things to work on for sure, but There is always a way if a person is willing to, okay, like control my waves, it's always possible. So when it comes to avoidant person, that person feels scared when the freedom is taken away from them. Whilst anxious attachment style means I'm being scared when my person is going far, far
Yes.
from me. So anxious, they could feel, oh my God, where is she? Where is he going? He doesn't or she doesn't love me anymore. They didn't text me for 5 minutes. Like, are they breaking up with me? And then first you start freaking out. Then you start fighting, blaming them. Then you require their attention. And then, okay, like a baby, okay, now I got your attention. Now I'm happy again. Now we are happy again as a couple. So being anxious and constantly requiring their presence, their attention, and especially with a combination of avoidant attachment style, oh my God, that really creates like high waves conflicts because the avoidant is like, oh my God, give me space.
Yes.
Like, why you keep texting me? Why you keep calling me? Why you need to be still with me? Don't be so clingy. Give me space. I need to breathe. So, and this is also about the way how you're going to communicate it, right? So if you're anxious and your partner, you feel they're pulling away, okay, babe, listen, I have a feeling that maybe we're not spending as much time together as I would like. And it makes me feel that I'm not sure if you still love me. I know this can sound a little bit exaggerated, but this is how I am. And I would like to work on that. So I will need your help. Okay, what kind of help you need? Maybe when you are away for the whole day, you can just drop me message. I'm busy. I'll get back to you in the evening. And I know you're going to get back to me in the evening and I can relax. Or let's make plans in advance. I know I'm not going to see you for 3 days, but I know on 4th day we have plans and I know I'm going to see you, that you're not running away from me. So it's always about the communication, how you say it. You should always express yourself, but it also depends on how you express yourself. And as well, avoidant attachment style, they don't want to feel my freedom is being taken away. So instead of me telling you, you're too clingy, I don't want to be with you for so long, for so much, like I need a break from you. What? Break? Don't articulate it in this way, Be upfront. Listen, I am this type of person. I like my me time. I like my own space. I like to just hang out with my own friends. And it doesn't mean that I don't love you anymore. I love you as much. However, this is very important for me. And I would appreciate it if you can give it to me. But don't worry, the day after tomorrow, I will see you. And in between, like you maintain the space or the closeness that you need. But it's always about communication, for sure.
And I'm sure emotional intelligence plays also a high role into this because you need to have empathy for the other person. And from both sides, you need to try to put yourself in the other person's skin and understand. So I think that's also something which requires a lot of work, emotional intelligence, in order to be able to come and meet the other person in the middle.
Meet the halfway.
Yeah.
On the emotional intelligence, maybe what I would like to say, maybe the best would be if I give my own personal example.
Please.
When I started the journey of being a coach in dating and relationships, I was feeling very proud of myself. I was like, I know the theory. I know how to implement it, especially in dating, right? And then the phase of my life came when I met my current fiance. And
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. And we started living together. And that's the second part of my emotional intelligence that had to be built. Because first part was to work on myself as an individual. And I worked on as many things as I could, on as many things as I was aware. However, when you start to be in a relationship, you start seeing things that you wouldn't be able to see if you're single, because your partner is the reflection. He will trigger you. He will make you upset. he will show you things inside of you that you might have not been aware of. And this is another journey. This is another thing that happens in every single relationships, and your partner is actually the tool for you how to even improve your emotional intelligence. So whenever you're facing any kind of negative emotion trigger that is coming from your partner, don't take it personally. Don't get offended. Take it as a learning tool. Okay, wait a second. This is how I'm feeling. It's not him or her. It's me that I need to work on something. And it's on you if you want to discover what it is or not, because eventually it will keep repeating unless you do something with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a work.
It
Always
is.
work,
But
work.
It's lovely. It's so lovely because when you know what kind of version you're going to become, it's worth it. It's going to bring up some maybe ugly things, but then it's at the end of the day, the reward is coming. Yeah, blissful life.
And what about trust in a relationship? Do you think trust is something which is built gradually? Or do you think at the beginning of a relationship you have like a fund of trust, and every time something happens, you just take away of the trust?
Trust, especially when you start seeing someone new, how much trust are you expecting from that person? We're going on dates. We're just dating for a month. What trust I'm expecting from that person? Maybe not that much, because maybe I'm also seeing other people. Maybe he is also seeing other people. So what is the trust in this for me whilst we are just dating? You can start building it since the very first date, for sure, but it always depends on what kind of agreement you have between the two of you. You're exclusive, not exclusive yet. Are we happy about it? Are we not? And then when it comes to the point, okay, we are in a relationship, and it's going to be a reflection of how you were dating and how you were open with each other and transparent with each other, if you were hiding things, because sooner or later this will come to the surface. And this can cause also some problems at the later stage. If you were hiding something in the first 2 weeks of dating for whatever reason, and it's going to come out after 6 months, maybe that person is not going to like it. So be honest with each other from the day number one. If you want to see other people, okay, tell me about it, and I'm going to make a decision if I'm okay with it or not, right? You want to be exclusive? Let's just validate it to each other vocally and state, yes, we are in this together. We're not seeing other people. And then being open about what it means for me to trust you, how much I want you to be transparent. Someone wants your passcode to your phone, right? I believe it's
It's a no-go.
it's no. You should have your privacy for sure.
And you should keep your independency and your core separate.
You should. Yes, you should. You shouldn't be just like, my partner is my best friend and he or she, they have to know about every single thing. No.
I agree.
Keep some boundaries there as well. And this is definitely going to be inevitably connected with the trust that you establish between the two of you.
And also that you mentioned about this password request. And basically you would give access to your entire world.
Yeah.
Yes, and I feel like a partner who would request that. So, okay, if you are the type that want to share it, it's your choice, okay? But I feel that if the partner insists and requests about things like this is just an example, that partner has a lot of uncertainty and a lot of insecurity. Yes.
It's breaking your privacy, you know, like how dare you to ask for the passcode on my phone, you know, like there are conversations with my family, with my friends, maybe some details about my friends or about my family that are supposed to keep secret and are not supposed to be known for other people. So, and if if this is what it is, that if that person is insecure about their own relationship or about themselves, then again, communicate it. Maybe it's not about, I want to see what's in your phone. Maybe
Exactly,
it's
but I want to
about,
control or like,
yes, it's definitely about, I maybe don't believe that you love me enough that I can trust you.
exactly.
So let's work on that. Why you feel that way? What I need to do to make you feel more loved? This could also be connected with, I don't know, I can cover the topic of love languages. Each person is perceiving, I am loved by a quality time. Someone else is loved by getting gifts. So it's also important to establish, like, okay, what do I like to have, to get, to feel in order to feel loved?
Yes.
Because for everyone is different.
Yes.
And this can also definitely repair or fix any kind of potentially broken relationships.
For sure. And now, as a conclusion, maybe you can share with us some fundamentals which are so important for having a healthy relationship.
As we spoke before, emotional intelligence is an attribute that I really wish and I dream about, that every single human being is possessing this attribute, emotionally intelligent. But apart from that, I would say, I would divide it. I would
Okay.
say for men to be masculine, for women to be feminine.
Okay.
Masculinity is a trait that could be there without femininity. However, femininity arises the moment there is a healthy masculinity. So this kind of, like works together. Apart from that, I believe that people should be able to tolerate each other, because I'm coming as a package and take it or
Yes.
leave it. And I have my flaws, and or my partner is able to accept them or is not. If he is not, let's talk about it. But if you want to change your person, that's not the way to go. You have to accept them as they are. You can try to tell them, maybe this could be better for you because 1, 2, 3, I don't know how you feel about it. And that person has to want to change from themselves. So there is no way to try to change your person unless they want to. So learn how to tolerate each other. Have an open conversation. Be able to have difficult conversations. The earlier you have difficult conversations, the better chance for your relationship to survive. And very important, I believe, is a support, especially emotional support and creating the safe space. Emotional support meaning cheer your partner, be their cheerleader. They have aspirations, they have dreams. Be there for them. Tell them, I believe in you, I love you, you can do this, you're amazing, you're strong, you can do this. And as well, creating the safe space, meaning whatever happens, even if it doesn't go well, even if it doesn't work out, I'm here. I'm here to hold you. I'm here for you also in difficult times. So you can rely on me.
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed our conversation.
Me too.
Really.
Me too. It was lovely.
Yeah. And I really
you.
believe that also our audience will take out some useful tips and
Yes.
information.
Yes, I believe so as well. So thank you for watching. And if you have any other questions about dating, don't hesitate to contact Mia, Find Your Swan, on Instagram.
Yeah, Find Your Swan on Instagram as well. On the website, findyourswan.com. You can find my email there. You can DM me directly, and I will be more than happy to connect with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.